All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 24th, and as usual, going over analysis for US 30, gold, and BTC. So regarding the supply and demand entries, price is far away from the 15-minute entry, so probably not going to get a trade for that for US 30. Price is far away for the 30-minute time frame as well from the zones I have, so probably not going to get a trade on that. And for gold, price is far away from the 15-minute zones for the 15-minute and the 30-minute. For BTC, price is, I was looking at this BTC entry, this BTC buy on the 15-minute time frame, but looks like it just got missed by a couple of pips. Yeah, so we might get this BTC buy on the 15-minute time frame, possibly also on the 30-minute time frame. I think BTC is gonna come back down. We have an hourly sell here, 4-hour sell as well, but we'll see if BTC comes back down to that area. Um, US 30 on the hourly price is far away from entry. Gold on the hourly price is far away. BTC price is close by as well. It's around that low that we are looking at. On the 4-hour time frame, price is far away for US 30, price is far away from gold, and price is far away for BTC. On the daily time frame, we are close to US 30 supply zone on the daily, but for the other instruments, price is far away. And it's now 9:44, so one more minute before we can take any other trades. I'll share the chart that has the trend line and SAR strategy. There was some nice entries early in the morning. So here you can see, so for US 30, we have nothing really on the 15-minute time frame. Actually, wait, there's a US 30 buy that's running, but it was on the 30-minute time frame. So here again, if we replay this, you'll see how that entry went. So if we go to the next candle, you'll see that this is a trend line rejection. But again, it's already 9:45, so this trade you'd have entered here. So we'll see if this current 30-minute candle, if this current 30-minute candle closes above, so this will be an entry for US 30 because it will be trend line and SAR rejection. So what we would want, this is a 30 pip stop loss, 60 pip take profit. So what we would want is in the next 15 minutes, we want to see if price will close above this trend line and above this SAR. And if that does happen, we would want for price to retrace back to this SAR and then catch that buy on US 30. So this is also trend line and SAR possible one. And the other one was also a trend line and SAR, and the entry would have been a retest of the SAR, but if you would have waited for like a 5-second confluence or something, you could have entered like somewhere down here and you could have already hit TP because this would have given you maybe like a 20 pip stop loss. So we need to look at US 30 at 10 a.m. and see what the setup is. For US 30 sells, nothing, because price is, so normally you also want to look at where price is at. So you can already tell, so the trend lines don't change across the SARs, right? So whether it's a green or red SAR, the trend lines remain static. So if price is next is at the bottom trend line, then most likely you won't get any sell setups. If you go, so right here, same trend lines, but you can see the sell SARs are like above here, and you need a trend line rejection from the top. So right now, price is next to the bottom trend line. So nothing, no sells on US 30. For gold, we had a nice buy on gold. I think this was on the 30-minute time frame. Oh, wait, there's an entry on gold here. This is a buy entry on gold on the 30-minute time frame, actually. So right here, let me see. Give me one sec. There is a buy on gold. This is 30-minute time frame. So of course I would use, so I'll be taking this entry on gold. By entry, of course, it's lower risk. I'm waiting for the crossover buy on the 5-second. I'm just trying to figure out where my stop loss, what I want my stop loss to be. So a 20 pip stop loss or a $2 stop loss. And I haven't gotten that buy entry yet. So that will be the entry on gold. So best stop loss may be below this low. So below this low, let's see, because you want your stop loss. So we can do a 50 pip stop loss. That's fine. 5,000. So 50-point stop loss. So something like this, so that our stop loss is below there. And let me just do that. 500. This is so again, this is a 30-minute setup. So 30-minute setups, I'm still treating them as low probability setups, but this is also a buy entry on gold right here because we had okay, and I'm buying gold now. All right. So we got that crossover buy at 2318.182. So 2318.182. Yeah, so somewhere around there. Ideally, you want your stop loss to be below here, below these lows. But again, I'm still using a 50 pip stop loss, but if you can, you want your stop loss to be below those lows. So I'm in that entry on gold. What else? So let's see. So there's that one. And all right. So no gold sells for BTC. There's a BTC buy as well here, right? You can see this. So this is a BTC buy as well. Let me see. And this is on the 15-minute. I'll take that BTC buy as well. These trades are coming in pretty fast. I don't know if I'm gonna make it because I'm trying to see what the stop loss is. So this is a 30, 1, 2, 3, 60, 1, 2, 3. So a $300 stop loss, $600 TP. So this is gonna be so quick. 60. And that's a 15-minute setup. Okay. So the entry, and there goes a spike in BTC. The entry should have been at 66,094. My entry is at 66,154. So kind of got late into the game for this one. So 66,154. I'm in that trade for BTC as well. This trades happen so quickly. But yeah, ideally I would have wanted my stop loss to be below here, but of course, didn't see that in time. Let's see. So for this one, test and rejection. Okay, so you can see that, right? This is the candle that rejected off of a trend line. So this trend line closed above an SAR, and also price came back, tested that SAR, and then spiked back up. So we want to enter either on the retest of the SAR, or you want to wait for the a change in momentum on a lower time frame. So right now, looking at these two entries, BTC is in profit, gold is around break even. So just remember, for these two trades, set break even once you achieve a 1:1. And I think, and also on the 30-minute time frame, we might be forming another test and rejection, right? Because you can see this 30-minute time frame, this candle rejected off of a trend line and is closing above an SAR. So I like BTC as well. So BTC sells, of course, we're not going to find them because price is coming from the bottom trend line. Hourly entries, nothing on the hourly entries for US 30, for gold, for EU, for BTC as well, nothing. For buys, that is. For sales, nothing for US 30, nothing for gold, nothing for EU, and nothing for here there's a BTC sell on the hourly because you can see we rejected from this trend line and closed below. But you can see instead of price coming back up to retest this sell SAR, it spiked up first, right? So at that point, you just let it go and just wait for another proper one. There was for buys, nothing on the 4-hour entries on all these instruments. For sells, here was a US 30 sell, rejected off of a trend line, closed below the SAR. We did not get that retracement exactly to this first red SAR, and price spiked down. So at that point, you also leave that and wait for a new entry. So right now, it's only this gold buy. Oh, and gold is spiking up too. So gold buy and BTC buy. So those are the two entries we are in or I'm in. I think my gold is at break even right now. Almost at break even. So watch those two entries. So BTC, we should have gotten into BTC at 66,092. So BTC, we should have gotten into it at 66,092. But you know, we saw this trade pretty late. So in the gold buy and BTC buy, this one right here. So once you achieve a 1:1 risk to reward, go ahead and set break even on that trade. And that will be it. So this will be the only trades for today. We've cut 2 trades. So my gold trade is almost at break even. There goes the spike on gold. Come on, keep going. And gold was a nice entry as well. Also, we should see a spike in BTC as well. Let's see. So yeah, so today probably not going to get a supply and demand entry. So today is probably just this trend line and SAR rejection entry. So which is good. And I told you guys like these entries are very nice and you get a bunch of them. Even today there was another one on gold. Excuse me. There was another one on, no, not on gold. Yeah, gold on the 15-minute here. This one right here. And this one could have afforded you like a 10 pip stop loss. So you see, if we backtest this here, you'll see that we had, when this candle closed, the trend line adjusted, right? There, wait, I guess it didn't adjust there. Actually, never mind. Never mind for that one. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that one wasn't valid. Sometimes looking at these things in hindsight. So always remember that that trend line indicator adjusts in real time. There's an, I swear, I think there was either US 30. Yeah, so you see, there's also this US 31. So this one, it came up after we started trading, but we could have taken that if it was coming up much later. But this was another US 31 before. So at this point, since this trade validated during the first 15 minutes of market open, which we do not trade, so I was hoping. So if this candle closes as is, let me bring that back. If this candle closes above either of these SARs, that's a trend line plus SAR rejection entry. Now, of course, you want you want to enter on the SAR that's closest to the closure of the candle. So if this candle closes above here, it would still be a trend line plus SAR rejection. But remember, you want your stop loss to be below the previous swing low. So if you're preparing for this trade, this is the time to maybe start marking up your trade manager. So it would be like a 70 pip stop loss and a 140 or $700 stop loss and a $1,400 TP. So you can see that's pretty high even for US 30, but this is another possible trade in the next 3.5 minutes. So I don't want to follow too many instruments, but right now BTC is coming back down. But remember, the key thing for this one was the stop loss being below this previous low. But for me, since I've already, so for example, let me just change this a little bit. So I'm still in this BTC trade. So the ideal place is for you to enter on the retest of the SAR, right? And with that, you can do a pending order, etc. But for me, right, I want to wait for a change in structure or a change in market price action on a lower time frame. So by the time I wait for that change in price action, sometimes I'll get an entry that's say lower here, or sometimes I'll get an entry that's above here. So in this instance, I got an entry that was above here, right? So in that instance, since I don't have time to keep changing my TP and stop loss, my TP or my stop loss will end up being above that swing high or swing low. But normally for these trades, if you have the time to change your stop loss depending on where price validated at, always make sure your stop loss is below the previous swing low or swing high. But for me, in this instance, my stop loss is above the previous swing low or swing high, but I'm still expecting this entry to hold. Also, if we do close back above in the 30-minute time frame, you can see we can get another trend line plus rejection entry here on BTC on the 30-minute time frame. So we still have this gold entry. So depending on how this goes, so remember for me, 30-minute and 4-hour time frames, I use lower risk, or time frame entries, I use lower risk. 15-minute and hourly entries, I use higher risk because those are my most profitable entries. So we were looking for this another entry that was there in the morning. So it wasn't gold. Wasn't gold. It wasn't a gold buy. It wasn't BTC. Maybe it was nah. It wasn't BTC. There's something that I'd seen before, but it was a nice example of this is 8:30. I'm feeling it was US 30. Yeah, it was US 30. So if I replay this and go, maybe it was this one. Let me see how this 30-minute closed. Okay, no, that's fine. So still in this BTC trade, still in this gold trade, looking over at my supply and demand chart. So I'll switch back to the supply and demand chart. So nothing, I don't think we'll get a supply and demand entry during the live session. So you can see US 30 still far away from these entries for the 30-minute and 15-minute. Gold far away from the 15-minute and 30-minute zones. So I think this will be afternoon entries. So I was hoping to catch this BTC demand zone on the 15-minute time frame, but we can still probably get it. But if BTC comes and taps into this demand on the 15-minute, that would mean we would have to get stopped out of our 15-minute buy that we are currently in. So whatever happens, right? If we do get stopped out, I'll still be looking to take this 15-minute demand on BTC. We also have a 30-minute demand at 65,539, but again, price is still far away from that zone. Price is far away from the hourly entries. Price is far away from the 4-hour entries. Price is far away from the daily entries. So right now, we'll just focus on the trend line and SAR rejection charts, and then we'll just follow and see how it goes. So BTC is still going, slightly in drawdown. Gold still at profit. I don't know if my gold hit break even. Not yet. So my gold is still running with the open stop loss. So hoping we can get a quick spike up. So I think my break even, actually, wait, let me see. No. Yeah, my gold is still not at break even because this candle had started off at the top and then came back down. So my gold trade is still not at break even. So gold is still running as is. And then there's this one. So we'll just wait and see how these trades go. And this will be the only trade setups for today during the live session. I'm still looking to, I'll probably go back to trade maybe later on in the afternoon for the afternoon session, because again, that's my most profitable session. See what areas we have. with the SAR levels here. So for SAR levels, so you have 15-minute buy around this zone, around our entry. Nothing major. We have an hourly sell. So where gold was rejecting from, these 2 weeks at the top here, we have hourly sell and 15-minute sell. But if we look at the 5-minute time frame, which is something that that normally cautions me whether to exit the trade early or stay in, I like the 5-minute candlestick patterns on both of these instruments. So if you go on the 5-minute on gold and also on BTC, you'll see that we have long wicks from the bottom. Now, if on the 5-minute time frame we start having high wicks from the top, I will exit these trades out at break even and wait for new setups. Because if for most of my trades, you've probably seen a good amount of them are no drawdown trades, and they go into profit like almost instantaneously and give us like at break even at the very least. But if you start seeing high wicks from the top, and this is on the 5-minute time frame, so this doesn't count because this wick at the top doesn't count because for this particular trade, because this wick at the top was the open of the 9:30 a.m. candle, was the open of New York Stock Exchange. So gold spiked up first before coming back down. But right now, if we start seeing high wicks or wicks at the very top of 5-minute candles, we want to start exiting the trades or start looking to exit at break even. So looking at BTC and gold on the 5 minutes, I like especially for BTC. If you look at BTC on the 5-minute time frame, you'll see that high wick that started off from the bottom, this previous 5-minute candle, that gave us this spike right here. So just observing this still, and we'll see. So if these trades get to break even, or if they hit stop loss, whichever comes first, hopefully we get break even. That will be it for today's live session. And this month alone, just with the live trades, it's like a 6.75% gain. So that's pretty good. I know this month I transitioned over back into the supply and demand strategy and really stopped using the SAR as I was using it before, but brought it back with a slight variation, with a trend line variation. So this one is pretty neat as well. So even the SAR it was good. So there was nothing major that made me move away from it. It's just because every day I just had to manually mark up those double SAR zones, and it was kind of also time consuming. All right, BTC gold. All right, so still in both. Now, right here for gold, especially for gold here, we want, in any case, we don't want to see a candle closing below here. A candle closing. So one aspect as well, you can also watch for candle closures below or above the SAR that you used to enter. So in this case, for this gold trade, we use this SAR that's down here, right, to enter the trade. So if we get a huge bearish candle closing below here, then we can start looking to exit out the trade because it can show a change in price action, and it can also show that this trend line to the upside may not hold. So we also want to watch, and we don't want to see a heavy bearish candle closing above our SAR. If we do get that, if like a 5-minute candle closes below here, I'll start looking to exit the trade at break even. So what I would expect if a candle, so if we got this, looking for this, where is that? Okay, path. So if I see a 5-minute candle closing below this SAR right here, and hopefully it doesn't come straight and get us out at stop loss, if I do get a 5-minute candle closing below here, I would expect a slight closure back or a slight spike back up, either around break even or just around here, but hopefully around break even. And if I do get back to break even, with a 5 minute candle closure below here, I will exit that trade out at break even. But so long as I don't see a 5 minute candle closing below the SAR that I used to enter the trade, I'm still staying in that trade as is. BTC. So right now, both of these trades for me are at break even. I mean, they are at entry because we didn't get a chance to set break even for any of these trades. And also look at the price action on BTC on the 5 minute time frame. We are starting to have long wicks at the top, right? So BTC is a trade I'm looking to exit out at break even possibly. So the current 5 minute candle ends in 3 minutes. So depending on how the current 5 minute candle will end on BTC, I'll be looking to exit at break even. So I would like this current 5 minute candle to spike up and come around these highs, right? Because if you can see the 5 minute candle, if we go to the 5 minute setup here, and let me turn off this in order to avoid a bunch of lines. If we go to the 5 minute setup, you can see that if we push down on this 5 minute candle, we'll start having right this wicks to the top. So this wick, this wick, this wicks right here. And if this candle turns into a bearish candle on the 5 minute, that will show a bunch of selling pressure. So in the next minute and a half, I want this candle on BTC, this 5 minute candle, to close as a strong bullish candle. If it closes as a bearish candle with a wick at the top, I'll be looking for a brief spike back up into entry, and then at that point, I'll exit BTC at break even. All right, so watch this gold one as well. So same idea, right? We don't want to see in the next 5 minutes as well. So let's move right here. Let's go to the 5 minute time frame and look at the same price action. So long as there are no wicks to the top, so I do see these are just heavy bearish candles, but so long as we don't have any wicks to the top, I'm fine with that. But I just don't want to start seeing heavy wicks to the top. In any case, we have wicks to the bottom. So same thing here. If this closes, I think our SAR entry or somewhere here, if this closes as a heavy bearish candle below 2316, I would be looking for a spike back up into entry. And at that point, I'll automatically set break even or manually set break even and either get kicked out of break even or have this entry swipe up. So we have 19 seconds. So remember, if this candles close as bearish candles with wicks at the top, I am closing these trades out, or I'm looking for price to come back to entry and close the trades out at break even. And the best thing with this trend line and SAR thing, since it's automatic, right, you get a bunch of these entries during the day. And still, like for me, my most profitable day or my most profitable time of the day is in the afternoon. So I can take break even for now and then exit or look to get back into the markets later. All right, so looking at price action right now, still good. Still good. We don't have lower lows being created here. So this is good. Close as a bullish candle, right? Close as bullish candle. So same thing right here. But we have this wicks at the top. So if this new 5 minute candle does close as a bullish candle, I'm sorry, as a bearish candle with a wick at the top, again, same thing. It has to be a bearish candle for me to look to exit out at entry, because if it's a bearish candle, then I'll look for the next candle to come and retest this area of rejection. And then at that point, I'll automatically set break even at entry and either get kicked out or stay in the trade. This gold, again, the gold 5 minute candle, closed as a bullish candle. Yes, we do have a wick at the top, but same thing right here. If this next, so long as I don't get a bearish candle with price as is right now, I'm still sticking in these trades and just leaving my stop loss where it is. But if we get bearish candles in any of these two 5 minute bearish candles in any of these two setups that I'm currently in, with wicks at the top, then that's when I'll be looking to exit out at entry if price comes back up there. So I'll hang on for another 10 or so minutes, and we'll just see how these two trades will go. Okay, we can be looking at give me 1 second. Be back. Okay, let's look at the other. So US 30. Okay, so here's a US 30 trade right here for trendline and rejection, trendline and SAR rejection, right? So for this one, again, the key thing is to remember you want to trade the SAR that's closest to the close of the candle. So this candle right here rejected off of the trend line and closed above which SAR, which is the nearest SAR it closed above. It's this one right here. So at this point, I set an alert for US 30 here at 38,466. And if price comes back below here and taps that alert, I'll be looking to enter the trade. I'll go down to the 5-second time frame and then look to enter there. But on the other hand as well, so here I can have a stop loss that's as little as, this is 33 pips, right? So I can do 30, maybe 30 pips. Yes, so 30 pips. So this can give me a nice, so and these are the best trades for this strategy. The ones that have that tight stop loss and TP, those are the ones that are almost instantaneously. But right now, we want to ask ourselves, so remember, the validation is always on candle close, right? So during candle closure, you want price to come back. So same thing we used to do with the old variation of the SAR. You want price to come back and fill your trade first before going up, right? So our stop loss here is 30 pips. So we ask ourselves, on the candle closure, has the trade moved 30 pips against you, or right 30 pips into the direction that you're trading? So you can see here, yes, it did. If right, instead of, because the expectation would be when this candle closed, we would have expected price to come here first and then go here. But then what did price do? Price went away from us first, and now it's coming back down below, right? So at this point for this particular trade, yes, it's still a valid trade, but I will not be taking this trade. So I'll just go ahead and delete that, because I always want to see price coming to me first before going in the direction that I'm looking to trade. So let's see. So this is gold on the 5 minutes. So gold on the 5 minutes right now, I am exiting at break even. So if we shoot back to entry, because you can see what we got right there. For gold, we had a bearish candle with a wick at the top. So right now, my price is at entry and I'm manually setting my stop loss to break even right now. So this gold trade, go ahead, and if you want, you can still hold the trade with the other stop loss, but the probabilities have started dying down, and we are getting heavy, or not too heavy, but we are getting some rejection to the downside. So my stop loss for gold is at break even. BTC is also turning to be pretty bearish. So same thing with BTC. And for me, for gold, right now, my stop loss is at break even, and I've gotten kicked out of the trade. So I'm out of this trade at break even. You can still hold on to it. But I just saw that the probability started dying down. BTC as well. If BTC comes back to entry, I'll be looking to exit out at, and let me see the price action for BTC as well. Yeah, BTC as well, I'll be looking to exit out. If I don't get stopped out automatically, I'll be looking to exit out at break even. So this one was the 15-minute. And if we had gotten the lower entry on BTC, our trade would have automatically been at break even, but we didn't get the best entry for it. So let me see. So let's go back and see if there's any new setup. So US 30, this 30 minute, if it comes up, you guys, if you want to take it at 38,466 with stop loss below this previous swing low, you can take that. But personally, I won't be catching that. Nothing on sales for US 30 because price is closest to the bottom trend line. Again, this gold trade, I'm out at break even. And what I will do here, I'll take a screenshot of this for my journal. But the main thing for me and choosing to exit earlier on is price action. Historically, my trades go into profit or break even like in less than a minute or two. But if a trade starts dancing around entry, etc., I choose to just exit out and try and find something else later. So for me, this one is break even, and even in the official trades, I'll still record it as break even though it does go up and hit TP. So US 30, I think US 30 tapped the buy entry right there. So if there's anybody who has a confluence for a buy on US 30, remember, just because I'm not taking a trade does not mean that it won't go to TP, but it's just some of my confluences. But that's an entry for US 30 for that buy. Gold, that's break even. So I'll go ahead and delete this one because I'm no longer in the trade. Or I can just leave it on in case anybody is in it, but personally I'm not. For gold here, oh, here, there was another sell. You see this sell entry? This is what I was looking for earlier. This was a nice sell entry on gold, right? So if we run this back and see, let's see if this adjusted automatically. No, this trend line came after. Okay, so never mind. So this trend line came back after. So nothing for gold sells. BTC still in this trade, looking for price to come back to entry. So I'll actually set an alert here so that I don't forget. If price comes back to entry before going to stop loss, I'll be looking to exit BTC at break even as well. Nothing on the 30-minute on BTC. No sales on BTC here. On the hourly, if we didn't see any hourly setups previously, we're probably not going to see any now, unless the trend line has automatically updated, but I don't see anything here. So this can be, and this can be, yeah, but I'll still, no, I'm not gonna take that. Okay, yeah, so nothing else. So we'll see how this BTC trade goes. So this is the only trade that I'm in personally. So I exited gold at break even, and of course, gold is switching or running up. All right, so we'll see. So if this gold gets stopped out at break even or gets stopped out at stop loss, that will be it for the live session today. And for the supply and demand, nothing really. But I'll be looking to take that BTC 15-minute demand or 30-minute demand because if BTC breaks here, we have demand at the low of what? If BTC breaks, this low, this is 15-minute demand at 65,730. So if we break down here, and you'll see to the left, that is where we have this demand, right? So that's where that 15-minute demand is. So BTC can stop us out or can stop me out of this trend line and SAR entry, and then come and tap this 15-minute. A little bit below here, this is the 30-minute demand, but I'll be looking to take the 15-minute entry more. All right, so I'm still in that BTC, but if that candle drops just, and that, so at that point, I'm out at BTC. And what we'll do here, let me switch the chart. Give me 1 second, BTC share. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see my other screen. So I'm looking, so there goes the 15-minute demand. So what I'll do, I'll go to the 5-second time frame. And I'll look, so remember for this one, it's a static TP and stop loss. So it's a $500 stop loss and $1,000 TP. So 50,000. So if I get a crossover buy here on the 5-second time frame, I'm buying BTC as well here. So one loss today, one break even. So I'm looking at this green X, right? This green X right here is what will tell me whether to buy or not. So if I get a green X, so right now I would want BTC to keep dropping and pick up as much demand as it wants, and then I'll look to take that entry on BTC. And this is a 15-minute entry, so of course I'm using a higher risk than a 30-minute entry. So there goes. So I'm in that BTC buy. I got slipped out a little bit. Entries at 65,823. So 65,823 right here. 65,823. I might have to do that manually. So 65,823. So that's the trade that I'm in. Right there. So this is 15-minute demand. So if you can look even at the structures to the left, that's where we have some demand at for BTC. And let's see. So gold is pushing up as well. All right. So this will be the last trade of the day for today. So today, one break-even trade and the other trade minus 0.75. So minus 0.75% for today. Just bringing the monthly return down by 0.75%. And for me, for that trade, so remember, for me, I divvy up my risks between afternoon and morning sessions. So in the morning session, anytime before noon, 15-minute trades and 30-minute, 15-minute and 1-hour trades, I risk 0.37, 0.25% per trade. And 30-minute and hourly trades, 30-minute and 4-hour trades, I risk 0.125% per trade. In the afternoon, which is my most profitable session, I risk 0.375% per trade for hourly and 15-minute trades. And I risk 0.25% per trade on the 30-minute and 4-hour time frame trades, because those are my least profitable setups. So I always remind you guys that way as well, so that so for this 0.75, as much as I didn't risk 0.75 for that trade, it's just easier for me to calculate this the live session and the official trades instead of just breaking down. But I normally always remind you guys so that you know, even for me, I didn't risk 0.5, 0.75 for that. Because I ideally am identifying my most profitable or probable times to trade. We also have a 30-minute setup that's down here. So 30-minute setup is about to get triggered, 30-minute demand. And actually, it's a little bit farther below. So in here, if we turn on our zones, we don't want to see this, we don't want to see this demand being taken out, this demand being taken out by BTC, right? We want to see this inner demand holding, which was what this trade was based off of. So we want to see that setup holding. If it gets taken out, give me 1 second. Yeah, and there goes a dip in BTC. So I got taken out of that. We have a heavy dump in BTC. Something I was waiting for. Never mind. Yeah, so this trade got taken out at stop loss as well. So that will be it. Personally, I got slipped out of the trade. Depending on where you entered, you can see you can still be in the trade, but I don't think there'll be any surviving here. There's an hourly demand on BTC, but at this point, if I've lost twice on BTC, at this point, I just wait for the afternoon session, because you can see the hourly, that's the hourly demand on BTC that just got triggered. But at this point, I'm only on a 200K account. Let's see how much I'm down. Only down $1,000 for the 200K account. because my risk was 0.25%. So I'm only down 0.5% for the day. So at this point, there is that hourly demand or hourly setup on BTC, but I'm not looking to take it. So today, unfortunately, we've had two losses. So one for the BTC inner trend line plus SAR rejection. Unfortunately for that one, we did see the change in the 5-minute structure, but unfortunately price did not give us enough time to exit out at break even like it did for gold. Gold, you would still be almost at break even for the trend line plus SAR rejection. Excuse me. And then we took that loss on BTC right here for the demand. So we just add, so today's loss is 0.75 times 2, which this is 1.5%. So at any given day, you don't want to risk more than 1.5%. And actually today is a good reminder of why I prefer trading in the afternoon. So personally, I'm only down 0.5%. And I normally advise you guys as well, if you're trading with me on the live session, sure you could, if you took every trade I took on the live session with 0.75% for this month, you'd still be up like 5.25%. But if you risk heavy with me on the live session, you might be down in some of these days like today. And for me, right, I'm looking to trade in the afternoon, which is my most probable or my highly profitable trading session. But anyway, sometimes you get those wins and sometimes you get those losses. So I'll just also send those losses um, in the Discord, but then that will be it for the live session today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So this was the gold trade for today that personally I got out at break even. And then there's that BTC loss that we took right here on the 15-minute. Again, there was also the 30-minute. So if anybody caught the or is in the 30-minute demand on BTC, I'm not, if I lose two back-to-back trades on an instrument, I don't like going in for a third time because it can start leading you to start over leveraging or FOMOing into trades. So once you lose two, or once I lose two back-to-back trades, especially for an instrument, and most of the times BTC will do that to you because it moves pretty heavily. I just choose to just take a break and then come back later, especially knowing that I have the afternoon to do that. And then this was the BTC loss for today. Stop loss here. On X. Wait, give me 1 second. Oh, wait. So there was two. Okay. 4 minus 0 0.7. One, two. So the other one was trendline plus SAR loss. Um, see. Trying to see on the two. 4 minus 1.5. And I'll just do a quick recap of that BTC, especially the trend line and SAR one. I want to do a quick recap of it. Um, All right. So I'm done with that. So you can see I was in all of those trades. So I was in the BTC entry that I got out at break even. This was the BTC entry for the supply, I'm sorry, trendline and SAR rejection. And this was the 15-minute inner demand BTC trade. So I definitely always take, if I say I'm taking a trade, I always take it. And then just to finish up, I'll recap on the BTC entry. So for this one, on the demand one, there's nothing really we could have done, but I want to go back to the trend line and SAR one because again, it's just something I want you guys to observe over time. Trades. Okay. So let me share my other screen. So if we go back to this one, to the trendline plus SAR entry, where we entered. So remember, for my trades, most of them, right, you get almost instant movement into the direction that we want. Hopefully to get to at least break even. So if you start seeing price playing around, and I always look at the 5-minute time frame. So here we go to the 5-minute time frame. If you start seeing price, let me turn this off. If you start seeing price playing around here, right? So what you want to do, if you're in buys, you want to see price going into your direction almost instantaneously, like in less than a minute. I think most of my trades, the ones that are 0DD, you go into TP or break even in like less than a minute or less than 2 minutes. But if you're in a trade, or if we're in a trade for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you see price ranging around our entry, so if you're in buys, one thing you definitely, even though that's happening, there's nothing wrong with that. Not every trade will go instantly into profit, and not every trade will go instantly into stop loss, right? But if you start seeing that ranging around where our entry is, first of all, that's a good thing because it's showing us our entry is a nice point of interest. But if you're in a buy, what you want to see, as much as we are ranging, you want to start seeing wicks to the top, because wicks to the top, they're telling you that the buyers are holding, and the buyers, right? The buyers are holding more than the sellers. But if you're in a buy and you start seeing, and this is on the 5-minute time frame, if you start seeing long wicks from the top and prices descending downwards, what you want to do if you're in a buy, if you get a bearish candle with a wick from the top, and vice versa is true if you're in sales. If you get a bearish candle with a wick from the top, you want to now start looking to exit the trade at break even. Most of the times, if you get a bearish candle, like what happened here, and this was like the first minute or so we got into the trade, so this wasn't a good area to even exit out. But I know when you started getting around here, there are times, right? I was saying if we get back into entry, I was going to look to get out at break even. So here, if you start seeing this, then you want to start looking at, okay, if I get a strong wick from the top, I would also like to see a strong wick from the bottom, which we got here. But at this point, we failed to break this highs, right? And we started seeing those wicks from the top here. Now, this was one of the areas where I was saying if this had been a bearish candle and had this wick from the top, I would have looked for price to come back to entry and exit at break even. But again, this closed as a bullish candle, a slightly bullish candle with and I don't know if this is what they call a doji, with a long wick from the top. So still not a big red flag. If it was bearish, then I would have exited here. Now, for this next 5-minute candle, it did have a wick from the top and it was closing as a bearish candle. So at this point, what I wanted this next candle to come back up to entry, and that's when I would have exited. Now, for other people, sure, you can also exit here and just cut your losses instead of eating the full stop loss. You can also eat just half of the loss. For me, it's just that, right, I've already accounted for this loss that I'm willing to take, so it's not a big deal. And I'm not really looking to take either a partial loss. So for me, it's always full TP, break even, or stop loss. So I don't take even half a stop loss or something. But depending on your guys' trading strategy, like here, I was saying that either way, if price came back to this entry, I was gonna set break even manually and either look to write price up automatically or get taken out. The same thing I did for gold. So if you're the kind of person that is okay taking half a loss instead of full loss, then at this point you could have just closed this trade out. And then you can see here, price didn't give us a chance to come back to entry and unfortunately dipped down. So remember, if you're in a buy, most of the times with my trades, you want to go either into break even or TP in less than 2 minutes. If price starts ranging in your direction, in your entry point, then you want to start seeing what are the wicks telling you. Are the sellers having more pressure? Are the buyers having more pressure? And then you look to exit out at break even, or you look to exit out at like you just take a minor loss or half a loss instead of full loss. But if you're not over leveraging, then that should be it. But lastly, let me see if we have anything else we can anticipate, but I'm not looking to take any other official trades. I'm just looking to see if we have anything else that can come up. Give me 1 second. I think I recorded all of those for my journal. So all of those trades. Okay, perfect. I can check this out. Okay, so starting off with US 30. So let's see what US 30 did. So remember there was that US 30 buy, but I said I wasn't taking it. So either way, this entry you could have gotten out at break even because you can see price tapped the entry, but the only reason personally I didn't get in to this particular trade is because again price went away first before coming back down. So and look at all these wicks from the top. So wicks always tell you a story. So if price went away from me first before coming to my entry, what this is telling me is that they came up to pick up some sort of selling liquidity here, and then they brought price back down. So if they're coming back down with all these wicks, it's telling me that even if I enter this trade, I'm probably going to exit at break even or I'm going to get stopped out. So the probabilities start lessening for that trade. But currently for where price is at for US 30 on the 15-minute and 30-minute, there's no pending trend line and SAR entry. For the sales, nothing. For gold, nothing for buys on the 15-minute. So if you're still in this trade for gold, on the 30-minute setup, so this was a 30-minute setup. So if you're still in this trade, you would have been on your way to TP. And if you're still in it, definitely set break even. So you can see for me this trade, and right, this is perfectly normal. I chose to exit out at break even, but gold, right? If I held my stop loss where my stop loss was below this low, at this point, I would be in profit and I would be at break even. See, so this also goes to show you guys that, again, if you exited this trade out with me, then, right, it's kind of like leaving money on the table. But sometimes this will happen. Other times, the opposite could have happened. So gold could have melted to the downside and we would have been grateful we exited out at break even. So sometimes you lose out, sometimes you gain. So it's just what you want to do. So again, nothing here on gold on the 30-minute as well. For gold, nothing, no selling pressure based off of where price is, unless this 15-minute candle turns into a bearish candle and rejects from this trend line and closes below this SAR, but that may or may not happen. For BTC, this 15-minute, I have a feeling that this trend line will automatically adapt and move from this candle to this candle, in which case it will be a trend line and SAR entry. And if this does happen, I like when you get these entries that give you such a tight stop loss like this one, these are the ones that I like. So I'll be observing that one as well. But right now the trend line has not adjusted, so there's nothing to look at. On the 30-minute time frame, nothing as well. The trend line is below here. This candle rejected from the trend line, but did not close above the SAR, so nothing there unless, again, this 30-minute candle closes above this SAR, then maybe you'd have such an entry. But right now, there's nothing to look at for BTC. Price is around the bottom trend line, so we are not going to have sales. And of course, the hourly entries, there's nothing. But that will be it for today. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to ping me in the Discord. And hopefully you guys have a nice rest of your day.